Missouri State Parks presents Missouri Untold.
Hello, I'm Steve Sitton. I'm the director of the Thomas Hart Benton Home and Studio in Kansas City. And for Untold Missouri, I want to tell you a little bit about two of Missouri's most famous artists, Thomas Hart Benton and Walt Disney. A lot of people don't really realize that there actually was a connection between the two. And in fact, in 1963, at a dinner at the Kansas City Art Institute, when Disney was being honored as one of the distinguished alumnus of the school, Thomas Hart Benton spoke and said that the three most important visual artists from Missouri were himself, Walt Disney, and George Caleb Bingham. So some of you may know that Walt Disney actually grew up in Kansas City, and while he was here, he attended the Thomas Hart Benton Grammar School. The school itself was actually named for the painter Thomas Hart Benton's great-great-uncle, Senator Thomas Hart Benton, Missouri's first senator and longest-serving U.S. senator. In 1931, for that school, Walt Disney actually drew a little image of Mickey Mouse for the school's yearbook. Then the next year, in 1932, Thomas Hart Benton was working on a mural for the library of the Whitney Museum in New York City. That mural is called The Arts of Life in America. One panel is called Political Business and Intellectual Ballyhoo. It kind of shows the popular culture of the day in that panel, and Benton did include a small figure of Mickey Mouse. In 1946, Thomas Hart Benton went to Hollywood. He was going to work with Disney on a new project. Disney was planning on making an animated light opera version of the life of Davy Crockett. Think of maybe Davy Crockett meets Fantasia. And Benton was going to do some of the character drawings of it, some of the publicity maybe. But Disney had just put up his great big new studio out in California. He was pretty deep in debt. And so some of these New York City bankers were really telling Disney how this movie had to go. And in particular, they really didn't want Davy Crockett to die at the Alamo. They felt that wouldn't work good for the story. Benton said he couldn't work with all this meddling, so he sold his interest in the project back to Disney for $3,000 and came home. He said years later, Disney put Davy Crockett on TV and made a fortune. And then finally, back to that 1963 dinner at the Kansas City Art Institute where Walt Disney was being honored, Ben made a little speech and he said, "I'm the kind of artist who says the artist is not important. It's the meanings he makes. Walt Disney has made more meanings for people around the world than anybody. Maybe he is the greatest artist of our day." Thank you for joining me today. If you're interested in learning more about Thomas Hart Benton, I hope you'll be able to visit the Benton home in the future. To see our hours, more information, you can also visit our website on mostateparks.com.